glad you came out on this beautiful sunshiny day. we're glad you decided to join us. I know it's going to be worth your while. Linda Stewart is going to lead us in our pledges, so if y'all will stand for
that. We'll do the United States pledge first and then the Texas.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I've got to have a cheat sheet.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
We are fortunate today to have a guest among us, and we're glad that she came over to check us out and to meet us. And so I'd like to introduce at this time our district president, Andy Kirby. She's going to bring us greetings from the district organization. Andy?
I am Andy Kirby, and it is my honor to be the president of District 8 TRTA state. And I bring you greetings from Marcy Can, our state president. She's working hard for us, ladies. It's not unusual for me to get a 4 a.m. text from her. Don't answer it then, but hey. But I have chosen the B as my mascot, I guess you'd say. And I chose it because I think that the bees are hard workers. And that's just what TRTA members are, hard workers. And the bee also has pollinated all of the trees and flowers around so that we have a beautiful world to live in. And I feel like teachers pollinated the students that they taught and have, made the world a better place because of teachers. I want to tell you about some things that are going on in the district. The first thing is that we have a retirement seminar going, and you should be getting information out to your districts, to your superintendents to tell them about it. And this is for people who are within 5 years of, I start saying graduating, 5 years of retirement. We will have a representative from TRS, and they will go through the book methodically and answer all of the questions about how to sign this and don't sign this. You remember all that we went through? Well, she's going to help them with that. And so this will be January the 28th at Region 8 Service Center in Pittsburgh, and it starts at 9 o'clock. Registration starts at 8:30, and we hope if you know anybody who's close to being retirement age that you'll tell them to come. It's a presentation that you can listen to 3 or 4 times, and we've had people that come 3 or 4 years in a row just to make sure they've got all the right information. Your chapter has been so good at coordinating the snacks. Judy has done a super job. She did it for the fall conference, and now she even agreed to do it for the retirement seminar. And I appreciate all of your help because I know she didn't do it by herself. And so we're looking forward to that. Another great opportunity is that April the 12th is our TRTA Day at the Capitol. I'm not contagious. We are going to have a bus for the first time ever that I know of for District 8. We will leave on the 11th. None of this is in concrete, so there could be some changes, but for sure, we're leaving at 8 o'clock from Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant seems to be the central location for everybody, make it convenient for everybody. probably the Civic Center in Mount Pleasant. That seems to be a safe place to leave our cars. The bus will drive us along that horrible Interstate 35 and get us to Austin in time to spend the night and use the shuttle from the hotel to the Capitol to go visit our congressman that we need a raise. Now that's what we need to tell him. We need a raise. So Barbara's in on the legislative part, so she can tell you more about it. But I'm so excited about this bus. I think it's gonna be fun to get to know each other. It's 6-7 hours to get down there. We can get acquainted really well. We're gonna leave Austin at 1 o'clock, which should put us back here around Mount Pleasant, around 7-ish. The daylight savings time will be enforced, so it will be lighter then for us to drive on. Another thing that's happening is in the spring, on Cinco de Mayo, we will have our spring conference, and that's when we will have individual people telling about the jobs of retired teachers. If you are secretary, there will be a session for secretaries so that you'll learn something new. Each officer will have a place to go to learn about your job. Even though you've been doing it for a year, I can always learn something. But that's what's going on in our world, and this is the best part of my job, is getting to come and visit with all of the wonderful people of District 8. And my motto, along with B's, is be great, District 8. So, thank you for having me.
I'm digressing over all kinds of stuff. Sorry about that. It's just been, this is my favorite meeting of the year because we get to hear JoHanna Hicks. JoHanna Hicks, never met her. She's the Texas A&M Extension agent, and she does a wonderful program. Last night I was in this accident, my car's in McKinney now, but then I was thinking about today, and I thought, well, if there's a day that I need a cup of Christmas tea, I'm gonna miss this, because I've never been to one of your presentations that I didn't go away feeling better than when I got here. And so, without further ado, sorry about all the personal business stuff. This is JoHanna Hicks. And this is really extra special because this may be our last time because JoHanna's retiring. Oh, we're all retired, so we can understand. You're not old enough to retire. But anyway, take it away, JoHanna, and I'm pretty sure I said JoHanna 2 or 3 times. I apologize for that.
That's okay.
Well, good morning. You know, last year I made those lovely chocolate chip cookies that had some bad ingredients in it. Y'all remember that? I love doing that presentation. Well, today, before we get started, I want you to look at the quote on the blue piece of paper that was in your chair with the snowflake attached. It says, snowflakes are one of nature's most fragile things, but just look what they do when they stick together. So now I want you to look around this room at these people. These are your peers, your friends, your walking buddies. Raise your hand if you recently participated in Walk Across Texas. I know several of you did. Okay, by yourself, that 832-mile goal would be very difficult to reach. But when you have your team working together to reach that goal, all 3 teams reach their goal and beyond. So just remember the snowflake, how they're very fragile individually, but when they stick together, they can really make an impact. Also, while I'm on that topic, over here on this table, I have little parting gifts for those of you who participated in Walk Across Texas. I brought those with me. So you can pick one item just as my way of saying thank you for participating in the program and supporting it. All right, now for the main program. A Christmas cup of tea, a cup of Christmas tea. Now, I'm gonna read a book to you, and I know that you're not supposed to read to your audience. But this time, I'm gonna break that rule, and I'm going to read you a book, one of my favorite books. I discovered this several years ago. And I thought, oh, what a wonderful message of just a triumph of the soul, basically, is what it is. So it's called A Cup of Christmas Tea. The log was in the fireplace, all spiced and set to burn. At last, the yearly Christmas race was in the clubhouse turn. The cards were in the mail, all the gifts beneath the tree, and 30-day reprieve until Visa could catch up with me. And though smug satisfaction seemed the order of the day, something was still nagging me and would not go away. A week before Christmas, I got a letter from my old great aunt. It read, "Of course I'll understand completely if you can't, but if you find you have some time, how wonderful if we could have a little chat and share a cup of Christmas tea." She'd had an all stroke that year, which crippled her left side. Though housebound now, my folks had said it hadn't hurt her pride. They said she'd love to see you. What a nice thing it would be for you to go and maybe have a cup of Christmas tea. But boy, I didn't want to go. What a bitter pill to see an old relation and how far she'd gone downhill. I remembered her as vigorous, as funny, and as bright. I remembered Christmas Eve when she regaled us half the night. And what about my brother? Why not him? She's his aunt too. I thought I had just justified, but then before I knew, the reasons not to go I so painstakingly had built were cracking wide and crumbling in an acid rain of guilt. I put on boots and gloves and cap, shame stinging every pore, and armed with squeegee, sand, and a map, I went out my front door. I drove in from the suburbs to the older part of town. The pastels of the newer homes gave way to gray and brown. I had this disembodied feeling as the car pulled up and stopped beside the wooden house that held the Christmas cup. How I got up to her door, I couldn't really tell. I watched my hand raise up and pressed the button of the bell. I waited, aided by my nervous rocking to and fro, and just as I was thinking I should turn around and go, the clicking of the door latch and the sliding of the bolt, and a little swollen struggle popped it open with the jolt. She stood there pale and tiny, looking fragile as an egg. I forced myself from staring at the brace that held her leg. And though her thick bifocals seemed to crack and spread her eyes, their milky and refracted depths lit up with young surprise. Come in, she laughed the words. She took me by the hand, and all my fears dissolved away, as if by her command. We went inside, and then, before I knew how to react, my eyes and ears and nose was Christmas, past alive, intact. The scent of candied oranges, of cinnamon and pine, the antique wooden soldiers in their military line. The porcelain nativity I'd always loved so much. The Dresden and the crystal I'd been told I must not touch. My spirit fairly bolted like a child out of class and danced among the ornaments of calico and glass. Like magic, I was 6 again, deep in Christmas spell, steeped in a million memories the girl inside knew well. And here among old Christmas cards so lovingly displayed, a special place of honor for the ones we kids had made. And there beside her rocking chair, the center of it all, my great aunt stood and said how nice it was I'd come to call. I sat and rattled on about the weather and the flu. She listened very patiently and then smiled and said, "What's new?" Thoughts and words began to flow. I started making sense. I lost the phony breeziness I used when I get tense. She was still passionately interested in everything I did. She was positive, encouraging, like when I was a kid. We talked about the limitations that she'd had to face. She spoke with utter candor and with humor and good grace. Then, defying the reality of crutch and straightened knee, on wings of hospitality, she flew to brew the tea. I sat along with feelings that I hadn't felt in years. I looked around at Christmas through a thick, hot blur of tears. And the candles and the holly she arranged on every shelf. The impossibly good cookies that she somehow still baked herself. But these rich tactile memories became quite pale and thin when measured by the Christmas my great aunt kept deep within. Her body was halved and nearly spent, but my great aunt was whole. I saw a Christmas miracle, the triumph of a soul. The triple beat of 2 feet and a crutch came down the hall, the rattle of the china in the hutch against the wall. She poured 2 cups. She smiled, and then she handed one to me, and then we settled back and had a cup of Christmas tea. So I really love that book because, you know, at first the niece was very hesitant to go see the aunt because she didn't know what to expect, but she realized that the spirit inside was still alive and well. And so as we come upon Christmas, there may be some heartaches that we suffered this past year. There may be some difficulties we've had to overcome, but just remember that our soul can still triumph over the joy and the true meaning of Christmas. Sit down and have a cup of Christmas tea. Now, I have a little gift for you. So I have a little bag of Christmas tea for each of you to go and enjoy, to make it at home. Y'all pass them around. On the paper it says, hustle and bustle are the trend this busy time of year, but take a while to contemplate all those who are so dear. And as you place a gift so sweet underneath the sparkling tree, just sit a while and make yourself a cup of Christmas tea. Ask for my opinion. Ask for my help. I want you to come over and rant about your problems. Rant about life. Rant about whatever. Tell me about your job, your worries, your classes. I have 3 kids in the Sulphur Springs School District that are teachers right now, so I hear a lot about their classes. I want you to continue sharing your life with me. Come over and laugh with me or laugh at me. I don't care. Hearing you is music to my ears. I want you to spend your money making a better life for you. I have all the things I need. I want to see you happy and healthy. And when you ask me what I want for Christmas, I say nothing, because you have already given me everything I needed all year long. I want you. So if you like to talk